Members of the Voter Research Project, VRP, canvassed neighborhoods in 2021, trying to verify that voters actually live at the addresses where they're registered as required by law to receive a ballot by mail. VRP told Thurston County elections officials at that time they were checking out 2,164 voters with suspicious registrations.
Our elections and our Constitution have been circumvented and subjugated.
I don't know if the word fraud is relevant. What is relevant is there are a lot of questions.
If people broke the law, we want them going to jail. That's where we're at.
In some counties, there's been big talk of election fraud. But Thurston County VRP has now taken an additional step. It filed the paperwork this year to trigger official county investigations.
Hi, Angela. I am Chris Ingalls from King 5. How are you?
Lacey resident Angela Donovan is a witness in one of those cases. She signed a sworn affidavit that her mother-in-law does not live at this home, even though it's her in-law's registered voting address.
I mean, I signed the thing saying she wasn't living here no more.
So that's how I got this affidavit.
This is the VRP volunteer who showed up earlier this year at Angela's house. Angela thought she was a county elections employee.
They looked like they were official enough, so I'm like, whatever, you know.
Based on Angela's affidavit, VRP filed this, a voter registration challenge.
If they think that the person is registered illegally or they no longer reside at their address, any citizen can bring a challenge for that voter.
Mary Hall, Thurston County Auditor, presided over several hearings this year to investigate challenges filed by VRP.
Voter registration challenge hearing is called to order.
In these sessions, Voter Research Project presents evidence from public record searches, returned mail, and sworn witness statements to prove a violation.
This letter we sent out certified mail.
John Claybaugh is the Voter Research Project coordinator in Thurston County.
Our research indicates this is not where the voter resides.
Although Claybaugh was unable to reach Angela's mother-in-law, the county's investigator did. She spoke to her by phone the morning of this hearing in July.
She indicated to us that she is actually in California right now. She is tending to her 91-year-old father. She does say that she will be coming back to Thurston County.
Based on that, the auditor's office denied the voter registration challenge.
With all this review that's been going on, have you found a single vote where somebody has cast a vote illegally in your county?
We have not found any instance where somebody has voted illegally or there's something nefarious going on.
We're out looking and trying to help clean up the voter rolls in Washington state.
In other counties, a lack of evidence has not stopped claims of voter fraud in elections.
Skagit County, we had over 1,900 anomalies.
In August, Skagit County Republican Chair Bill Bruck attended a national gathering of election deniers. Bruck continues to peddle election misinformation.
Hello? Hi, Kitty.
Our investigation last year revealed that he falsely claimed ballots were cast in the names of dead people, for example.
It is a concern because I think what they're doing is undermining democracy.
For me, I'm not going to say fraud until I have, some actual proof.
John Claybaugh, the volunteer leading VRP's efforts in Thurston County, used to work as a welfare fraud investigator for Washington State.
Do you think that Donald Trump won the 2020 election?
I think there's ample evidence of irregularities in states like Arizona, Minnesota, Georgia.
John Claybaugh is submitting professional, detailed case summaries for each registration he challenges. Of 2,164 suspicious voters he identified in 2021, he's filed 28 registration challenges. Hearings on 9 of those cases so far have resulted in 5 challenges being sustained, but none involving people who actually voted illegally.
Is that worth all the effort?
Well, I would say we're just getting started. We have hundreds of cases that we're actively looking at right now.
We went to the Olympia address of one of Claybaugh's successful challenges, a green card holder, an ineligible non-citizen who was registered to vote.
There are non-citizens on our voter rolls. How are they getting there?
Isn't that a problem?
Yeah, it is a problem.
The auditor says the college student was already on the elections department's radar and was likely registered unknowingly through the state's motor voter program.
And a person can become mistakenly registered to vote. However, we've never found instances of these people actually voting.
What I'm really trying to do is identify where the gaps are, and because there are things that seem to be slipping through the cracks.
Those kinds of cases feed the belief that elections can't be trusted, a view Angela shares, and one that led her to turn in her own mother-in-law.
So I just don't really think one vote really makes a big difference.
So let's talk about the big picture now. There are 200,000 registered voters in Thurston County, and after 2 years of work, the VRP there has only had 5 successful challenges, a very small number. Also, in the last year and a half, we've looked at VRP reports filed in several Washington counties, and we have not found a single case of voter fraud that was not already uncovered by election workers. Joyce?
So, Chris, what is the outcome that these groups are actually looking for with these reports?
Yeah, there's a lot of different opinions there. I mean, obviously, generally, they're concerned about election security. They generally distrust mail-in ballots and vote counting machines. And with major elections coming up next year, it's likely that someone will use these reports in various counties to claim election fraud. In fact, elections officials are bracing for that.
Chris Ingalls, thank you.